Time now to turn back to meteorologist Cedric Haynes here in the Storm Alert Center to talk some weather on this Storm Alert Weather Day. And Cedric, we're getting a little bit of a break right now, but you said, that don't get secure, think that it's over, because more heavy weather is coming our way with rainfall and thunder.
That's right, Latrice. And of course, we've had a little batch moving through this morning, but we've got a big batch that's just developing now to our west and southwest that's going to move in. Now, right now, we're not seeing as much rainfall, but we're seeing a lot of fog and low clouds, and that is lowering visibility out there. So be careful if you're going to be hitting the roadways for lunch, because, it's going to be a tough go of it. Make sure you leave plenty of space between you and the vehicle in front of you, and of course, in wet conditions, take it slow out there. All right, let's talk about this Storm Alert Weather Day, because again, we've got more heavy rain, even the chance of a couple of rumbles of thunder moving in as we go throughout the afternoon hours. And sadly, I think the timing of this is going to be just in time for the afternoon commute. So it could get pretty messy out there for our afternoon commute, and that could lead to some ponding on the roadways. And of course, you add yesterday and last night's rainfall to today's rainfall, and you put that on that solid ground we have out there. And again, that potential of some flash flooding is still going to remain. So we do still have that flash flood watch that's in effect for the entire Tennessee Valley, and that just basically means that conditions are favorable for localized flooding to occur. You get all this rainfall at that solid ground, you get a lot of runoff, which means it doesn't have any place to really be able to absorb into the ground. And so that's how you get that flooding. So again, especially in those low-lying areas or places where typically you start to see the waters rising quickly, be aware that that flooding could be a situation to watch out for. All right, let's get you over to the radar here, because here's a look at what's going on now. Here's the batch of activity we had that made its way through here during the mid-morning hours. But again, that's lifting on off towards the north and east. So we're kind of in that lull now with the clouds. May see a little bit of a thinning in the clouds, but basically the clouds hanging tough out there and a couple of sprinkles. But what we're keeping a very close eye on is what's happening off to our west and southwest. You can see we've got some big time thunderstorms beginning to fire up here towards the west of Birmingham, over towards Mississippi and western Alabama here. Even got a couple of severe thunderstorm watches popping up there with that activity, and some warnings with this activity here. This is going to be a part of a pretty big batch of rain and potentially some heavy rain. That's round number 2 that's going to be moving in as we get again right around the afternoon commute, heading into the early evening hours. So again, that's why we want you to make sure that you're packing your patience and be aware that we're going to be tracking more activity moving in. Now, there is a low-end risk of severe weather. The greatest risk will be down towards central Mississippi and Alabama, but even here in the Tennessee Valley, especially west of I-75, we do have a low-end level 1 out of 5 risk that 1 or 2 of these storms could be on the strong to severe side, with gusty winds, heavy rainfall, and again, that potential of some lightning out there. So just be aware of that. We'll keep a close eye on things. Not expecting a severe weather outbreak, but again, a couple of these storms could get a little feisty. So let me show you how this plays out on Futurecast. Again, this is that batch that we're tracking this morning, lifting on off towards the north and east, but here comes that main batch coming in. Notice the clock there around 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening here. That looks to be just in time for the afternoon commute. We could have some heavy rain, even some rumbles of thunder moving through the area, so that's going to create some treacherous conditions out there on the roadways. So just keep that in mind. Leave plenty of time for you to get to where you need to be. We'll see that rain starting to taper off around late this evening, heading into tonight, and then as we go into your Friday, we could start off with a couple of isolated showers, but I really think most of our Friday now is looking primarily dry. But then don't be fooled, we'll have more rain coming in after that as we go into Saturday. So your rainfall for this next batch, about another 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches on top of what we've already received, and that'll put those totals in that 2 to 4 inch range across most of the area. Temperatures right now basically climbing into the 60s, so it is very mild out there. Any snow or ice that was left probably disappearing quickly between the rain and these very mild temperatures, and it's going to stay mild into the afternoon. And that's why not only could we see some heavy rainfall, we could see some thunderstorms out there across parts of the area as we go throughout this afternoon and into the evening hours. So stay weather aware. And of course, if you have outside plans, you may want to move them in, not just because of the thunder and lightning, but just because the weather conditions are not the best to be outside, right? Here's your Storm Alert 7-day forecast. Again, Storm Alert Weather Day for today. We've got more heavy rain and thunderstorms coming in this afternoon, Latrice, but those temperatures staying fairly warm. We get a little bit of a break on Friday, and wouldn't you know it, just in time for your Saturday. Just for you, Latrice. I know how you like your Saturdays. I got a little special treat for you.
Exactly. Grab the rain gear. Thank you, Cedric.